Hello everyone, thanks so much for coming back to my channel, and if this is your first time, hi, I am Natalie and I hope that you'll subscribe and stay a while. So I am the most casual I could ever be. No makeup on, I'm at home. This video I wanted to bring you a very realistic, very raw and real, no fancy-mancy look at what an average day in my life looks like. I am a full-time content creator. I'll go into that in a little bit. As far as my day, it looks different all the time. Today is very much a work from home, work at the computer. I have lots of editing to do for different projects, lots of emails to go back and forth. It's just a work from home day. But I wanted to bring you along on my day. Even though it's very casual, I wanted to invite you in. This video is kindly sponsored by EveryPlate. I have had a couple other EveryPlate videos on my channel. Y'all loved them. So when the time comes to cook lunch, I wanted to invite you into the kitchen with me so I can cook my EveryPlate meal. I have no idea what came in my box, so what I will be eating for lunch will be just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. But first, computer work. This video is gonna be interesting. What I wanted to do was a very realistic, raw, no frills day in the life of somebody with an internet job. So as many of you either know or have gathered, or if you did not know, I am a full-time content creator. My main platforms are Instagram and obviously YouTube. I left the full-time corporate world last November whenever my boyfriend and I moved out here to California, and so it's coming up on a year that I've been doing this full-time, and it has been a wild ride. I've definitely been ups and downs, and I am absolutely still learning all of this. My computer's making noise. When it comes to being an influencer or content creator, everybody's day looks different and every day looks different. There are some days where I sit here at my desk and I pretty much don't move. Days that I am editing, it's a lot of this. There are most days that I don't put makeup on. There are most days that, you know, I don't even stop for a meal when it comes down to it because there's just not time. My boyfriend and I share a car for environmental reasons and lifestyle reasons. Because I do work from home, I am able to take him to work in the morning, and there's no need for us to have two cars. We both want to get environmentally friendly cars. You'll hear my AC in the background. Sorry y'all, it's warm. We both want environmentally friendly cars once we can afford them. But as of right now, we are a single car family, and that is totally fine and it works out great. It gets me up in the morning. It has to be to work by about 8 o'clock. And so it gets me going. If I did not have to do that, I could see how my day would start much later. Now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I have been up since this morning at 8. I had my laundry picked up this morning. Having your laundry picked up sounds very bougie, and it is. We don't have a washer and dryer in our apartment. That's pretty common in California to not have a washer and dryer. You know, I think that that's also environmentally, you know, more friendly, because I look back on my laundry habits whenever I did have a washer and dryer, and I think that I overdid laundry as well as didn't maximize each load whenever I was doing it, things like that. They come pick up my laundry and they bring it back either hung or folded, however I want it, and it's relatively inexpensive. I had about 75 pounds of laundry done a couple weeks ago, which I don't even understand how that happened. But you know, so that was really nice to have that done for me, because taking that to a laundry mat, having to do that myself, fold, all of that kind of stuff, that is an expense I am willing to factor into my budget to get done, because one, I hate doing laundry, and two, I live, oh my God, my computer. I live upstairs, and so having to lug laundry up and down, all of that stuff. So that is something I had done this morning. So went, and I'll insert a little clip, I went and got the dip powder taken off my nails. I'm gonna have my nails done whenever I'm in Texas in a few days. I head home for a week to see family, as well as there are 2 weddings. My oldest nephew is getting married, which blows my mind. I was 9 years old whenever he was born. I remember that day. And now he's getting married. And he's been with the same girl for years. They were high school sweethearts, and now they're nearing their mid-20s and are still together. So I'm very, very happy for them. One of my old roommates is getting married as well. So I'm gonna get to see friends, see family. It's my mom's birthday while I'm there. And so that's what's happening while I'm in Texas. From Texas, I go to New York for CurvyCon, which is a plus size networking and shopping and brand convention. If you've never heard of it, it's fantastic. I highly recommend that you go. It's around Fashion Week every year. And as far as Fashion Week, I'm hoping to attend a few shows as well. I'm meeting with some brands while I'm there, all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be fantastic. I wanted to give y'all just a day in my life. I see a lot of people vlog daily, even if the content is not super exciting, but I wanted to give you a very realistic view of my day. So first thing I have to get done is I'm working with a brand, and I have some Instagram posts, stories, and then I'm creating tiny little videos for my posts and my stories. I have to get those edited. My photos are already in. By the time this goes up, no, I don't think that stuff will be up yet, so I won't mention what it is. But you know, I'm really excited to be working with that brand. It's a clothing brand that I really like. And as far as everything else, then it's just emails. I have several emails I have to get back to, and editing those small videos. I have technically about 4 YouTube videos I need to edit, but one that's most pressing out of all of those, it's an in the fitting room, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. I have stuff in the kitchen that doesn't need to be there, like dry shampoo. It doesn't need to be there. I'm gonna stop and have lunch at some point. But by the way, we have this coffee chain out here called Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. I had it before whenever I would visit Arizona. I don't like it. This is their cold brew. Not my favorite, I'm not gonna lie. So now I'm gonna get to work. I need to do those little videos and knock that off my list. Also, something that is really essential. I know it seems like I'm sitting here, but that's because I am. Like I said, this is a very real representation of what an average workday looks like for me. And a big thing is working in a planner. And I love pens and pencils and all that kind of cool stuff. You know, as far as having just like cute writing utensils, I have a ton. I plan 2 different ways. I have my schedule in my phone, so I have a digital planner. I just use the typical one that comes on deck on the iPhone, and I set alerts, I write notes, things like that, and I do a hard copy. I just like to have both. I can tend to forget things really easily. So it's essential to me that I write them down multiple times, not only for muscle memory, but you know, just to help keep me on track. There is your month at a glance, and then they have lots of room for notes. So anything I need to remember, like let's say if there's like creative notes I need to remember to whenever I'm doing a project, or there's things I need to remember to buy, pick up, ideas I have for content, things like that, I utilize that space a lot. It's a 1.5-year planner, and so it goes through December 2020. When I was in school, because you'll know, or if you don't know, I was a late graduate. I went back to school in my late 20s and very early 30s and got my degree. And so I was working 50, 60-hour weeks doing social media, or 50, 60-hour weeks at my job, then doing social media and taking a full load in school for 2 years straight. And so my planner was my ride or die. Like I had to have everything written down or there was no way I was remembering it all. Okay, I'm about to stop and clean up the kitchen so that I can make lunch because it's about noon and I've been going since 8 a.m. and I have eaten nothing. All I've had is this terrible coffee. I really don't like this coffee, y'all. Blah. Living in California is amazing, but one of the things that's not so cool is having such a small space. Like Jeff and I both have a lot of things, and I don't. I use like the public area or like the dining room area for my office, like where y'all see the background of my videos. I have to have more space. Like it's just a non-negotiable. And so our Kitchen is tiny. We had a huge kitchen in our last place. So with a tiny kitchen comes lots of clutter very easily. Like I need to clean up all of this stuff. I need to do some dishes, put away my steamer because I was using that yesterday before a shoot. I did get a new plant daughter. This is an alocasia. I got her for super cheap because she does need some TLC. And so I'm doing research on how to best kind of revive her. Her name's Priscilla and she just needs a little bit of help. So I'm trying to keep her soil, the level of moisture that online tells me. And then I'm trying to figure out just how to make sure that she's brought back to life. She's got a little bit of a weak leaf here, but she's beautiful and I love her and I want 75 million more plants. So I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up because I need to eat. To be extremely honest, it's very easy for me to go through an entire day without eating, and that comes from a mixture of laziness and I don't want to get up from my computer. I'd rather sit and get work done. It comes from the amount of work that I have to do. I am extremely grateful to work from home, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a lot of work to do. It just means sometimes I'm not wearing pants while I'm working. The fact that EveryPlate sends a box of meals right to my door is extremely easy, and for days like this that I don't want to leave the house, you know, but I'm also just cooking for me. I just need something simple, something like EveryPlate where you can get a full meal for less than $5. I'm all about it. I live in Southern California. You can't get much of anything for less than $5, barely even a gallon of gas, much less a meal. And so the fact that EveryPlate has these really affordable options that are very easy recipes to recreate is perfect for my lifestyle. So like I said, we're gonna open it up. We're gonna see what I'm gonna eat today and get to munching because your girl is very hungry. Hello, this looks delish. Okay, we have a creamy Dijon chicken with roasted zucchini and herby potatoes. Ooh, caramelized onion burger with horseradish aioli and carrot fries. I have a hoisin, that's just a fun word to say, hoisin glazed pork meatloaf with wasabi mashed potatoes and green beans. Holy moly, these all sound so good. If I'm eating at home without something like this, without a plan basically, if I go out to eat, I'm eating stuff that's not great for me, which is fine and you know, has its place, and if that's how you want to eat, that's fine. You eat what you want to eat. But I do like to try to eat vegetables. I'd like to try to eat whole meals instead of something like fast food. You know, that has its place in people's lives, but this, with the fact that it's, you know, 10 minutes of prep, 35 minutes of cooking. I think I'm gonna do the Dijon chicken because that sounds delicious. I get my protein, I get my vegetables, and it's easy to prep, easy to cook. Okay, as far as ingredients for what we will need for our Dijon chicken, we have
obviously chicken, we have potatoes, we have zucchini, we have garlic. Where'd my garlic go? I'll get my garlic. Then we have our scallion. Then we have chicken stock concentrate, we have sour cream, we have Dijon mustard and Italian seasoning. I may have already said Italian seasoning, but there we go. And then we'll need a little bit of vegetable oil, which I have, and a little bit of butter, which I have.
I'll let our little potato friends take a nap for about 20 minutes. So this is nice and tender. Oh my gosh, it smells so yummy. It tells me to put the chicken, like obviously put this out into the side, and tells me put the chicken in this same pan to cook. I like that about EveryPlate as well. They really try to reduce the amount of pots, pans, clean up, all that kind of good stuff. So now I'm gonna put the chicken in here. And the potatoes are doing beautifully. Okay, we have it all seasoned and oiled, and now we're just gonna cook this thoroughly as normal. And by the time we're done with this, the potatoes should be done as well. Sour cream, some scallions, some water, the chicken stock concentrate, and some butter, and the Dijon mustard. I don't know if I said that. And so now we're just going to, off of the heat, let this kind of cool down and thicken up to a sauce. And then we put this on top of our chicken. and then we're done. This is my finished lunch. There's still plenty left over either for tomorrow's lunch or if I want to eat that for dinner later or if Jeff is hungry when he gets home. So here was the chicken. It said to thinly slice it and put the sauce over my potatoes and my zucchini. This looks delicious and the smell is so nice because not only do you have the herbs from the potatoes and the zucchini, but on the chicken as well as that like really yummy honey Dijon sauce. I'm gonna give this a try and see if it tastes as yummy as it looks. Give it a try. Here is some of the, I'm not gonna take too big of a bite so I'm not like chomping on camera, but here is the chicken with the sauce. That's really yummy. I like the mix of the honey Dijon with the sour cream. It's really good. And that's a sauce that even if you're vegan, because you can use tofutti, you can make that sauce to put on a ton of different things. On veggies, as a dip, on chicken, things like that. I don't even think it took the full 35 minutes like it said it would. It cooked nice and easy, no issues. It took just a few minutes of prep. I am really liking this meal. I only take sponsorships from brands that I believe in and brands that I use or would use or want to use. And something like EveryPlate is so good because it's inexpensive, it's right to my door. It allows me to make sure I have a balanced meal in my house ready to go. I'm not great with prepping and grocery shopping, so something like this, especially that box, can last me for all of my lunches for the week and then either have dinner or Jeff can have it when he gets home or something. This is really good. It was very easy. Look at my little hair back there. This was so easy. This is something that took me only like, it took me less than 30 minutes, have a meal, get back to work in about 30 minutes. And it would take me much longer than that to get out of my house, go get something that isn't a balanced meal, you know? I really like that sauce. That's just something so easy I can make again. Oh, I'll leave a link in my description box if you want to try out EveryPlate. It's inexpensive, like I said, guys, especially if you're someone like me, especially during the week. I'm cooking for one. I don't need something extravagant, but I think I deserve a balanced meal. And so this really helps. Thank you so much to EveryPlate for sponsoring this part of the video. Thank you for providing a really great service, and I hope that y'all will check it out. Very good. Alrighty, y'all, it is a few hours later. I have almost got my video complete that I was talking about, my in the fitting room. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow on my channel. It will already have been up by the time this video goes up. But it's time for me to go grab Jeff. Excited to see him. I love seeing him after a long day. I'm gonna take out some trash on the way down too, but I think I will spare y'all watching that part of my day. So look who I happened upon. And he brought bearing gifts.
A bowl of spinach.
A bowl of spinach. Which is very sweet, thank you.
It worked for Popeye.
In my olive oil? I mean, some days. Just so you know, I've been filming. Just so you know, I've been filming a day in my life, and it has been a lot of sitting at the computer. I made lunch.
That's accurate to canon.
Walked the dogs, and that's about it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid of wearing the spinach on the way home.
Well, it is a lovely shade of green.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're about to sit in traffic, so I will spare y'all that. So, change of plans. I'm actually running a $2 tree because there are a couple things I would love to pick up and see if they're there first, because obviously it's only $1. And I forgot that Avenue is actually going out of business, so I'm gonna stop there and see if there's anything there I want to pick up. So I got home from the dollar store. I needed to grab those collapsible square organizers. And when I stopped at Avenue, I actually called my mom and was on FaceTime with her around the store. She needed a couple things, so I got her some stuff. Evidently we had some steak and Brussels sprouts that needed to be cooked, so he's making that right now. And then we're gonna sit down for dinner, and then after that, I'll probably do a face mask and then tell y'all good night, but we will see. y'all did it. You made it to the end of my day. It's about midnight right now, and sadly enough, I'm probably still gonna be up for a while. I have other work. I'm starting to edit the other videos that I needed to get done. I know y'all are probably watching this and being like, well, she has a boring life. Some days it's not super exciting, and there are times I get to go to events and trips, and my life is really exciting, and I am just as grateful for those days as I am for days like today that we're pretty much, you know, at home taking care of my dogs, running errands, things like that. I got a lot of work done today, and I super appreciate if you watched my video and you got a little peek into my life, and I hope that you see that, like, not every day is glamorous. I know some people have that notion that content creators or influencers or something like that everything is really glamorous, and you know, there is definitely life beyond free product and some trips. Like, this is a very real lot of work job, just like a lot of other jobs, you know, but I am so grateful for it, and I'm having the time of my life. Thanks so much to EveryPlate for sponsoring the video and really letting me take you through my life and show you how the service works in my life. And y'all, I will always say, I partner with brands I believe in. I believe in EveryPlate's service. The food is delicious. I've never gotten a dud meal. It's awesome, and it really works for my lifestyle, especially for Jeff and I, since we are a smaller family. I hope that you'll check out the link in my description box and learn more about the service if you're curious. But again, thank you so much for watching my video. I have a feeling I'm about to turn everything off. I gotta step away. I've done so much computer work today. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna probably go take a hot bath and do that face mask I was talking about, because as you see, my skin's a little angry, but it's okay. It's just skin, and I work with what I can. But you know, it's about that time. I will see you next time. And hopefully I'll be a little cuter.